In a nutshell, let me tell you exactly what we've been doing for the last 10 years. But basically, we created an entire culture of process automation and digitalization among the different teams at Mercon. Okay, what we did first, we replaced all email-driven data needed to create the typical logistics tasks, such as itineraries, transfer from warehouse to port, and vice versa, with key partners, especially with those with the highest levels of volumes of shipments in different countries, especially Brazil and Colombia. So we started full collaboration with them. And what data integration, as Brianna says, it's all about data. So what we did is we secure and develop secure web services to receive data at night. Believe it or not, we used to do that on an email basis, receiving data by the dozens, if not by the hundred. I think everybody probably is familiar with this type of modus operandi. So we receive emails, and from there we start creating all of our itineraries and so forth. So we said that 10 years ago, we started with this vision, say we need to completely eliminate this process, get away from emails. Too much work, too much errors, and a lot of work from our internal teams. So we said, let's integrate with them and work in a very smart way. Let's develop the algorithm. So we did, our development team developed the algorithm so that that data that we started integrating with the porters that we receive at night, we started producing all the different tasks along the supply chain. The thing that I mentioned, itineraries, shipment samples, transfers, and so forth in a very automated way. Okay, so we did that thanks to the open collaboration with our key partners. I gotta mention as well that we develop and digitalize our KPIs. And before, they used to be done manually. It was very stressful for our team members. Each end of month having to come up with what was the on-time deliveries. Probably everybody's familiar with that as well. You know, we said no more. We acquire a very sophisticated business intelligence tool, and we said that from now on, let the system calculate those KPIs. Okay, we use that very strategically to go directly to our clients. So we said every time we would meet with our client, we said no more PowerPoint. That's it. End of story for PowerPoints. So we decided to use those business intelligence tools and show them on a live mode exactly how we were performing against their shipments. Okay, so that was one of the things. We also developed apps for them to track their shipments, not in a live way that we would like it, but we're getting there. Okay. Also, we started secondly integrating with warehouses. Okay, basically to automate inbound and outbound activities such as vessel arrivals to port, warehouse IDs, invoices, and we did this with key partners both in Europe and North America. And talking about Vollers of the world, Pacorinis, Costa Oro, Dupuy Silo, just to mention some, also in North America. So we started using that data not only to use it in our system with the algorithms to update the system, but also we started using it to drive that data into our payment systems. So instead of getting the email, for example, and getting the invoices via email, that data started flowing for these key partners directly into our payment systems. And obviously that improve our payments, it reduced the errors and so forth. Okay. Also with the warehouses, we developed a very smart application for mobiles where we would do the reconciliation of our inventories in our system versus the inventory in the warehouses. Believe it or not, that gave us around an average of 95% automation reconciliation, leaving us just with probably the other 5% that we would need to reconcile manually. So that was a big milestone in our entire process of digitalization and automation. You know? So now what we want to do is want to integrate with our clients. So we first started with exporters, then we went through the automation process with the warehouse, and now we say, okay, the next step gotta be that we gotta integrate with our clients. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to allow for data transfers on contracts for shipping samples, invoices, the same way we did it in the first steps. You know, and now that that we're getting over the pandemics and all that, we'll be able to continue with that effort. Okay. Just to
Mhm.
finish with this question, Amaris, I wanted to mention
Okay.
that this disruptive changes have brought along the need to change the culture among the different internal people and partners to make it work. You know? In addition, it's very critical that the people leadership at Mercon has been extremely important to move forward.